Trojan has been in existence now for about 33 years, and like every company, if you take it back to its beginning, it had fairly humble beginnings, but I think had the good fortune of having a founder and a board of directors who had a real vision about research and development. And so the company, right from the very beginning, invested heavily in product development and in looking for applications for the company's products. The other ingredient to our success was great working relationship with the Ministry of the Environment here. When we developed a new product, we needed a place to take it and prove that it would work. And so the Ontario government was very cooperative and instrumental in getting the technology proven and accepted. I think the third ingredient that was critical to our success in the early years was access to capital. Startup companies are rarely profitable, and the support by two levels of government was really critical, particularly in the early going. The other ingredient, of course, for a successful enterprise is recruiting great talent. And you know, this is a technology-based company, and so we have today literally hundreds of engineers, technologists, and scientists. But in the early going, recruiting great talent, obviously very important. And we were able to find good talent here locally in the province of Ontario. And we've been very successful in doing that ever since. The technology that the company brings to market today is based on the use of ultraviolet light. And ultraviolet light is very effective in destroying bacteria, viruses, and other things that are in our water supplies that we need to control. It does that by using a particular wavelength of ultraviolet light that in a very short period of time destroys the microorganism. We also use ultraviolet light to destroy certain chemicals that are found in our water supply. So pesticides, industrial pollutants that find their way into our water supplies and that are not removed through more conventional methods is also something that we can treat. Our municipal UV systems are used in over 60 countries today on 6 continents. So you can go into China and find hundreds of installations in wastewater treatment plants, but also now beginning to be used in drinking water treatment plants. We have over 1,500 installations across various countries in Europe, but we also have installations in Africa, in Australia, New Zealand, and South America, and then we have a lot of installations obviously here in North America, in the US, Mexico, and in Canada. The New York City project is clearly one of our higher profile projects, and one that was many years in the making. We have just finished delivering the equipment that will be used in New York City to disinfect up to 2.2 billion gallons of water per day. Hard to get your mind around just how much water that is. The big breakthrough, I think, for New York City was finding out that if they applied this technology, the city could avoid installing a much more expensive filtration system and still provide water of excellent quality to its people. Clearly, over the last 30-some odd years that Trojan has been in business, the world has changed in many, many ways. But one of the ways in which we really notice a change is that water stress is becoming more pronounced and more profound in many different parts of the world. And that can take many different forms. Sometimes, as in Pakistan, there's too much water. In other regions, there simply is no longer enough water, not enough sustained rainfall, And with the population growth that's taking place, there's just an absolute scarcity of water. I think that will drive the market, certainly is taking Trojan in the direction of how can we use our limited resources more wisely, and how can we reuse it multiple times, because rather than producing water from seawater, which is extremely energy and cost intensive, if you can be smarter about how you use and reuse your water, I think that's a more sustainable approach.